Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at Aquatica Orlando, and right behind me is the brand new Riptide Race water slide which just opened last week. It's a dueling race slide that you can ride either by yourself like I got to or with two people. It's a ton of fun. So I'm going to talk more about that and what's going on here at Aquatica for 2021. Okay, so again, this is called Riptide Race, and it's a two-person tube, but you can do it by yourself. And it's blue and pink are the two slides, and in certain places you kind of pass each other going in opposite directions and race all the way to the bottom. I'll tell you, it's a pretty relaxed family slide. It's not very intense, it's not very fast. I found it to be very smooth going as a one person. If you're going with two people, you know, there'd be a little more weight in the raft. It would be a little bit faster. I got to try both sides. I'd say the blue is almost a little slower than the pink. That's how it felt to me. The blue was just slightly slower than the pink, but overall it was a great slide. So if you're kind of in the middle of, you know, your thrill level, you don't like a lot of real big thrill, but just kind of some fun slides, this is definitely on the list for that. And we're just gonna kind of walk around the park, and I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks for your day if you're coming here in 2021. So this is my first time back to the park, really since COVID. I came once last summer in 2020 when the park first opened after the shutdown of all the parks for COVID, and I did not feel comfortable to stay. I basically walked around. I did film last year, and I know coming here you have to take off a mask, you know, to do water rides and things, and at the time I just wasn't comfortable to do that. However, I am now fully vaccinated, so I feel very comfortable now to come and have my mask off. And I was able to find that I could still socially distance in the slide lines. I've already done 7 slides. It is 11 a.m. The park opened at 9, and I'll tell you, I was getting into the park at 9. So get here early, especially if you're coming here for summer, because this park gets very busy. And since I got here so early, like I said, I've done 7 water slides already, and I've done this rapid river over here in the middle, which is a ton of fun. You can put a life jacket on and just kind of cruise your way around. So I enjoy that as well. Now, as I was saying, I did find it easy to socially distance in the slide lines. Here you can see one of the slide lines with inner tubes. And because the tubes are so big, I found it was pretty easy to kind of put the tube up and put it as a barrier between me and the family, either in front of me or back of me. And you can kind of, you know, face your face away outside of the stairwell towards the outside. And so I did feel very comfortable. And like I said, I am fully vaccinated now. If I wasn't fully vaccinated, I would definitely be more lenient. It's just going to depend on your own personal comfort level. But there are no masks allowed in the water areas, you know, due to safety. So to get into the water park itself, you do have to have a mask on to come into the Aquatica theme park, water park. So keep that in mind. Bring a mask with you. You are expected to have masks on in food areas such as this. And if you don't have one, when you get to the front of the line, there's a lifeguard or an Aquatica ambassador working that will give you masks, like this lifeguard is right here. So if you're just walking around the park and like, I just gotta get in line for food, they'll give you a mask for food. Or if you want to, you know, come from your locker or chair with a mask on to get food, then that's what you got to do for that. But otherwise, you can walk around the rest of the park without a mask. You know, in the slides, you're not going to be allowed to have a mask on. So that's going to be the mask rules. They do have the seats, I believe, already arranged. Like this is the beach area where you can sit. And I think they ask that you do not move the chairs. They're already supposed to be, you know, placed in a socially distant way per party so that you are apart. And I can kind of see that they're spaced out here on the beach as well. You can see, like, it looks like they're kind of grouped by where families would sit and things like that, to keep it more socially distant. They do also have social distance stickers on the ground. So for the food line to stand in, and also for the water slides, they had social distance markers to stand on the stairs and all the way through the slide lines. So far today, I have felt very safe here at Aquatica. And like I said, I think getting here early is your ticket, especially if you're going to come on a weekend, like I'm here on a Saturday, or if you're going to come over summertime. They are opening at 9, and boy, I would get here at 9. Like I said, I was here at 9, and I did 7 slides between 9 and 11 and the Rapid River. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of some of the other rides they have here. This over here is Wanu Way, which is another dual slide similar to Riptide Race. It's a little bit different of a design though. This one I feel goes faster than that Riptide Race does, and it does have a little bit of a hill drop at the end. There are 4 different slides, yellow, green, blue, and pink. And they're each slightly different through the tubes that you go down. So, you know, you could do this one a couple of times and try to get some different colors. Next to that, these multicolored ones up top, this is Omakaraka. These are single rider slides. These are single rider slides with a single tube, and they're a ton of fun. If you see these triangle looking funnel shaped things, in those areas, you will flip around in the tube inside of there. And there are times where you'll start to go backwards, and then perhaps on the next one, you may hit it and turn around and go front again or back. They're just a lot of fun. So and that one's a single rider. This is Karikari Curl, and this is a mandatory 2-person slide. But you're gonna go down the big hill and into the wall. Let's see if we can get some people coming down. And here they come. Whee! Oh, they've changed it. You can do it with 4 people. So I just checked out the requirements because I haven't been here, like I said, for over a year. You can ride this with 2 people or 4 people, not 1 and not 3. It has to be 2 or 4. They also have 2 wave pools here, and it looks like they're kind of roped off where they have just one entry, one exit to each side, and then there's one over here. So, you know, that they're big enough that you could choose if this one looks a little full to your liking, then you could head over and try this one. This one doesn't look as full as the other one. And the waves kind of go at opposite times. This one was just having waves go off right before I got over here. This tall slide here is Ihu's Breakaway Falls. It is a drop slide. There are 3 different drop capsules at the top. That means you get into that capsule at the top, and then they push a button and the floor opens, and then you fall through and down the slide you go. So it's a pretty thrilling slide. This purple one off to the side is not a drop slide. It's just a single tube body slide that you can put yourself down if you don't want to quite do the drop slide portion of the ride. So I am not brave enough to do this. I'll be honest with you. This is above my thrill level. Now I think Aquatica has some of the best kiddie areas of any water park in Orlando. This area here is for smaller kids. It's more of a splash pad type area. They do have some kiddie slides here in the back where they can take and use these double tubes so parents could ride with them. And they do have, I think, a couple of just body slides too where the kids can just slide down as well and parents can wait at the bottom. So some great kid areas, and there's another awesome kid area I'm going to show you next. Check out this thing, man. This is the jungle gym of jungle gyms. This walkabout waters. Kids can climb, play. There are water slides off of the jungle gym area. They can just be underneath it, getting wet. Tons of great things. And parents can go up into here, this area with them as well, and walk around and go down the slides as well. So great fun for families here at Aquatica. Over here, this is the Tomato Racer mat slide, and that drop is awesome. I'm gonna get closer. All right, so here's Tomato Racer. So you start at the top, you go through a inner tube, enclosed inner tube, and then you come out the bottom. Big hill drop. It's a ton of fun. See if we can get some racers coming down. And here they come. Whee! And into the pool. Super awesome. There's also a couple of family slides up ahead, so I'm going to show you those next. Okay, these blue slides up here are family slides. This one closest to us that's coming down this way, this is Walhalla Wave. Family slides mean I think you have to have at least 3 people, or I think maybe 2. It's maybe between 2 and 4. I'll check the sign. But this one just kind of is a nice, smooth, all the way down slide. The other one on the other side is Ray Rush, and Ray Rush is a lot of fun because it's got multiple elements. It has this ball at the top where it kind of spins your raft around. You can kind of see it here on the sign. And so if you start going front at first, you may start flipping and going backwards. Then it has a side wall that you kind of go up and back down. And then it has some disco lights out into the bottom of the pool. And yeah, the sign here says 3 to 6 riders. So you have to have a minimum of 3 people, up to 6 to ride either of these rides. Well, everyone, we're back where we started. I'm ready to head out. I've had a great time here at Aquatica. I hope you got some great ideas for your next trip. Please come early. That's the biggest thing I can say. 9 a.m. if they open, be here at 9. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting in that parking line around 10 or 11. Then you got to do temp check, bag check. Maybe you got to get your tickets. You got to get in. You got to find a seat. And man, early bird gets the worm. 7 slides I did in 2 hours. So that was really good. If you liked today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. Thanks for watching.